Welcome to another episode of Questions, Comments, and Concerns. I'm Greg Litz, and with me today again is, of course, Thomas Brown.
Hey, Greg. Good to be here.
Good. We've got a lot of neat things to talk about today. Some of the questions we're getting from our clients that are holding a lot of cash in money market is, when do we put this to work and what do we put it to work in?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of clients move cash over from their banks. We talked about this a few months ago in one of our videos where people were getting very low rates on their savings rates at the banks. And so we had a lot of people move into money markets. And that's been a good thing. It's been a good thing for the last 2 years or so. But now we're seeing the strong possibility that the Federal Reserve begins to cut interest rates sometime this summer. And so we've had a lot of conversations about, hey, is our money markets still the best option moving forward?
Right, because if the Fed start to decrease rates, that will then decrease money market rates. And so then how is the money working the hardest for you? So what does some of the data show that we should be doing with that money in money markets?
Yeah, so one of the graphics we've been looking at lately is a really interesting chart that's been put out by BlackRock. They update a lot of good stuff monthly, and these have been a lot of part of our conversations. Is that the data shows that once they have that last rate hike, which in our case for this particular cycle would have been July of last year, 6 months after that, they begin a cycle of bonds beginning to outperform cash. And so what we've seen is that 1 year return that bonds, even short-term bonds, begin to outperform money market rates. And so those are the conversations that we're having to say, hey, since 1994, during these rate hiking and rate cutting cycles, we've never seen money markets or cash outperform bonds over that 1 year period.
That's powerful. And again, you need to make the case that stocks will for sure outperform bonds, or stocks will also outperform money market rates over the long-term period. Because if you look at data even put out by BlackRock, again, over a 20-year time period, and growth is, stocks is growth, and that's a long-term outlook. Stocks have always outperformed in a 20-year time period, historically speaking, right? We don't know what the future holds, but that is pretty powerful. So it's time to get cash to work.
Yeah, it just depends. That cash, what is the long-term use of that cash for that particular client? It could be that is money that is needed to be more conservative, more aggressive, and that's going to determine the breakdown of how much in stocks, how much in bonds. And I think the idea being that we don't want to miss it. We want to be positioned well. We want to be having those conversations right now. So that's been the tenor of a lot of our conversations, particularly clients that have that large amount of cash. We begin to deploy that to make sure it's working for them in the long term.
Indeed. So clients and prospects come talk to us a little bit about what that cash is going to be used for, whether it's stocks or bonds. And let's start talking about your asset allocation to make sure it's appropriate for you.